What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dvilledi, aka Uncle on the Sticks. Today we're gonna go over some Monster Hunter Wilds etiquette. Your boy just started playing Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Wilds, so I don't know the protocols. So hopefully this video will be able to help me out. I haven't watched it, so I don't know what's on it. This is gonna be my first reactions to it right along here with y'all. So let's go ahead and get started.
Hello hunters, new and old, welcome in.
What's up?
My name is Finley and I have been playing a lot of Monster Hunter Wilds.
Her armor is cool as shit. I'm real low level right now, so mine is garbage. Plus, I don't do any farming. It's my fault.
And with all of this playtime, I've run into a lot of new players, which has been absolutely amazing, and we love to see new people come into the franchise. However, on these hunts, I've noticed a lot of these new players don't know necessarily the etiquette that has become standard in the Monster Hunter community. Now, I'm not telling you this is how you have to play the game. You can play Monster Hunter however you want to. But if you want your teammates to like you, and you want to be able to kill monsters when the tempered...
I've heard a lot, a lot of people on like TikTok complaining about how people play, this person should be on this part, this side, this don't do this, don't, the wounds, and I don't know, man.
In Arc Temper versions of some of the more complex monsters come out, this is some really good behavior to get into going forward. Capture or slay. Capturing a monster and slaying a monster can yield different rewards, so the decision whether or not to capture or slay a monster usually falls on the quest poster.
That's a big deal. Just from what I've seen on the internet, that's been a big deal, whether to capture or to slay the monster, right? So apparently capturing the monster increases the chances of getting like certain pieces that I wouldn't know about, because like I said, I'm a noob, versus slaying the monster. So who decides? Are we going to capture or are we going to slay? The common thing to me would be, I would say, the host. If you're the host, if it's your hunt, you decide whether to capture or slay. Or maybe even, this might be controversial, the veteran hunter. Whoever, if you're getting thrashed, like let's say it's a SOS, and you've been getting thrashed by this monster, and somebody comes in and is able to help you, but they capture it, or they go for the capture instead of the slay. I hadn't seen anybody capture. I hadn't in my gameplay. Can you really be mad at that? Cause you was getting whooped. Run towards the traps.
Always just used to end a quest. If you
I love a good trap. When them Palicos set the trap, I haven't set. I don't know what I'm doing. But when my Palico sets the trap, I love it. And this dude right here got on my nerves.
see a teammate put down a trap in the middle of a hunt, it's most likely that they're trying to restrain a monster that's been moving around a lot. This will allow you and your teammates to get damage on places like the horns or the talons in order to get a more efficient break. So, never run away from your teammates placing traps. Always run towards them, because you never know when that monster's looking for that booty.
Hey, yo. You telling me we got booty monsters out here? Was that a figure of speech? Know your
Do
weapon.
you like big oonga boonga hammers? Do you like a horn that makes lots of doots and supports your teammates? Well, do you know what else it's really good for? Breaking that face! Certain weapons in Monster Hunter apply slicing damage, and certain weapons apply blunt damage. Some weapons can do both, but it's best to know where you need to go along the monster. If you have blunt, go to the face. If you have slicing, head back to the tail. Thankfully, there is...
I use switch axe, so I'm assuming that's slicing. That's got to be slicing, because it's like a sword on one side, and then you flip it and it's an axe. Would an axe do more blunt damage? I need to pay more attention.
avoid tripping up you and your teammates. It's honestly kind of a must-have when playing in random multiplayer lobbies, but not everyone is always running them, so it's always nice to be cognizant and still try and keep yourself dispersed along the monster to avoid bumping into each other. Some weapons in Monster Hunter have the status effect Sleep on them. As you hit a monster, it will build up over time and eventually put the monster to sleep. If you see the monster start to go down, sheath your weapon, back up, give your teammates a chance to apply bombs. If you're mid-combo, you're not going to be able to stop yourself from waking the monster up. It's okay, it happens. It's why paralysis is often seen as a better version of sleep, because you can't knock the monster out of it.
Didn't know that.
Oh my god, for the love of God. If you see your teammate placing bombs down, and you do not have a high damage dealing single attack, don't touch them.
Did y'all see Buddy run up there?
Bombs down, and you do not
Watch him.
high damage dealing single attack, don't touch them. Weapons like greatsword or bow have charge up attacks that are great for breaking barrels and avoiding knockbacks. If you don't have a high single burst attack and you want to avoid staggering on explosion, don't forget, you can throw your bomb barrels now.
No, that's helpful. Respect the mount.
Has been slaving.
The mount, bro. I'm gonna tell you, no Diddy. My favorite thing to do is when you run up on that monster and take his back and just I enjoy that shit way too much.
Away on that pole so he can do fancy dance moves to put his kids through college.
Somebody come get her, she dancing like a stripper.
And if you throw a flash pod or break a wound, you are going to knock him down and he is getting 0 tips from his pimp that night.
Damn.
You have to remember that your mounter is going to be opening wounds for you. He is going to be maximizing the potential damage that you and your team can do. So always allow him to get as many as possible before he does his knockdown. Using flash pods or breaking a wound will knock your mounter off. So, try to avoid breaking wounds while the mounter's on as much as possible.
What is that? What weapon does that chainsaw thing? Wound hierarchy.
Monster Hunter Wild introduced us to the wound system. See a wound, break a wound, get big damage. Simple, right? Well, not always if you're playing in multiplayer. Please, Mr. Bo, could I just have 1 wound for my savage, please?
No.
Damn,
the
that's
wound
cold.
system is shared by the entire party, and the problem comes down is people start fighting over a wound. Some weapons have core mechanics that are built around them. It's important to note that these weapons don't specifically require the wound to function. They function around the wound system. It expedites and makes their combat much smoother and more efficient. While playing with friends, we've established a bit of a hierarchy when it comes to the wound system. All of the past etiquette that I've mentioned before is all pre-existing knowledge from Monster Hunter games. As the wound system is completely new, this hierarchy is not something that I am telling you should or have to do. You are welcome to completely disagree with me. In fact, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments on what...
When I see wounds, I don't really know a whole lot about how the wound system works. But when I see a wound, I'm going for it. If there's more than one, especially if it's my quest. I hadn't really joined anybody else's quest. If it's my quest, I'm probably going for that wound. If it's more than one, I'll let you get one. I'm not greedy. I'm not going to try to take all the wounds, but I'm going to get a wound, especially if I don't see nobody actively trying. Nobody looks like they're trying to get to the wound. I'm going to get that wound.
What you think is the best way to distribute wounds in order to maximize your team's efficiency, and also just make the game overall more enjoyable. I'm about to get a little bit dirty with all the details here, so apologies if you are a newcomer to the series and this is a bit of information overload. Number 1, always give your charge blade the first boon. As soon as they have Savage up, it becomes much easier for them to keep it. However, they do not keep number 1 priority. As soon as they have that buff, they drop to the bottom of the leaderboard with everyone else. In the number 2 slot, we have Insect Glaive and Switch Axe. They both have combos
Switch
that
Axe, that's what I play.
by using wounds. In the number 3 priority slot, we have Hunting Horn and Longsword. Longsword can get to its red bar quicker, and Hunting Horn can store.
Is that why people been kind of laying back and letting me get the wounds, because I'm a switch axe user?
Additional notes to set up for later, but there are really easy ways to store notes and also get to red gauge, so both of these fall underneath Insect Glaive and Switch Axe, which have a more difficult time building. Now that leaves us with everything else: great sword, sword and shield, dual blades, hammers, lance, gun lance, bow, heavy go gun, and light bow gun. All of these weapons just gain additional damage from breaking wounds and doesn't affect their core gameplay. And that about sums it up for all the etiquette. If I've missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you're a newcomer, I hope this has been helpful. If you are trying to make some new friends in the Monster Hunter community, I have found that this has been both one.
That was a double video. I really feel like I learned something from that. I really do. I'm gonna look for more. I got to, because this Monster Hunter Wilds it's taking over my gaming experience, much like Wukong did when it came out. But either way, man, that's it. It's your boy Dvilledi, aka Unc on the Sticks. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Come back for more gaming reactions, just reactions, period. We out here.